Hi all, I wanted to make a quick video about an Excel sheet that I think every trader should maintain on a daily basis. So you don't have to maintain 5-10 sheets, just this one sheet I think is a must do for any day trader. Before I begin, I would like to mention that this is an educational channel. All content over here is for the sake of education. Kindly read the disclaimer you see on the screen and in the description below. Also, always consult your personal financial advisor before you make or take any financial decisions. With that said, let's proceed. So we'll straight away go to the Excel sheet that I want to explain. Let me just switch to the Excel. Okay, so this is the Excel sheet. I hope it's very visible to you. All right. So how does this work? Very simple. On the first day of the month, you put a starting amount, and I wanted to do this now because the month of September is about to begin. So this is the right time to explain what will be a good practices if you start maintaining this from the month of September. All right. So you put the date on the first column, the start amount in the second column, that is the amount that you are starting off with. In this example, I have put in 1 lakh. This is a formula based. I'll just show it to you how it works. This is your P&L. This is your balance. All right. So the only thing that you got to update every day is this column, net balance, and the rest will automatically work out as you go on dragging it down. All right. So say this net balance on the first day when I ended the day, I ended the first day with, say, I started off with 1 lakh and my end of the day was like 1,05,000. All right. That means I made a 5,000. This is this minus. So this is basically D minus. Sorry. This D is E2 minus B2. 1,05,000 minus 1 lakh is 5,000. All right. And then this is just a formula. So this is D2 by B2. So this by this is 5%. Show it in percentage. You can always click this and say format cells, and you want to see this in percentage with the decimal point. Okay. And this is 2% of the capital that you are coming in. So your daily risk is 2% and your monthly risk is 6%. Now monthly risk for you can be 6%, for some it can be 8%, for some it can be 10%. For the sake of this example, I have made it 6%. You can keep it at 10%. I think 10% also is okay. That is the cutoff. I mean, you hit that barrier and you kind of take a back seat and reanalyze things. Okay. I think for the sake of this example, I will make it 10% because so this I will make into 10. Okay. That's basically the capital into 10%. All right. So if you lose 10% in the month, you should stop whatever you're doing and take a back seat. And your daily risk, the limit is 2%. By now, I think the formula is clear. So you put a start amount over here. End of the day, maybe if your broker shows you the balance at the end of the day, good. If you have not traded in the second half in crude oil and natural gas, then by 10, 11, 12, I trade on Dhan. So Dhan gives out the balance. If not, update it the next day morning, no rush. All right. So do not be in a rush to update this, but just understand this. Once you update the start amount, every day you only need to update the net balance. So say next day morning I got up and my balance now is 1,05,000, and that is including the charges, everything that they have deducted. So that way I don't bother about my charges. I just see what the balance is on that particular day. That means whatever is the balance has already, the charges and all have been deducted. I don't account for the charges. For me, what is important is how much net money I made. All right. This net money is important. All right. So say now you drag this down. Once you drag this down, I'll just show it to you. So this actually should be 1,05,000. Why is it not going 1,05,000? Hold on. Yeah. So this next day, when you come in, this is equal to E2, this. So just make that formula. This is equal to E2, all right? Now you drag everything down. And see your next day, you lost, say, 2,000 and your balance became 1,03,000, all right? I'm just taking round figures to show you the example. Now, only this column I've summated at the month end over here. That means this is the net amount I'm making, all right? My whole profit for the month is this, and that is excluding charges, watches, and everything, all of that. So I don't want to know how much I'm paying charges. Net, what am I doing? All right. And by working on this formula, that's very simple. I mean, I don't need to break my head with the micro charges and all of that. If my capital is 1,05,000, I can risk 2,100, which is 2% of this capital. My total risk, let's make this 10%, as I said. So we'll make this 10% and drag and drop this to 10%. All right. So this will be my maximum risk for the month. Actually, I can drag it to here. All right. This will be my maximum risk for the day. And say, so next day I started trading with 1,03,000, right? Even this I can drag. Day after that, I made my capital, it went up to 1,08,000. All right, then I just need to drag this. The formulas will automatically start working. That means I again made 5,000. So now my capital is 1,08,000. You see the column is automatically populating. So that means next day I'm starting with 1,08,000, right? Then, and every day that is a plus, I mark it in green like this. And every day that's a minus. This day I lost some money. So I will mark it in some other color. For example, red makes it very obvious. So let's mark it with blue. All right, for the sake of simplicity. And I'll write over here what, maybe I'll write like my entry was incorrect, or I overtraded, or whatever I feel like. All right. So I will make sure I mark over there if I made a loss, why I made a loss. I may not write when I make a profit, but when I make a loss, I will definitely write why I made that loss. And the idea is to not repeat that again and again. You will repeat a mistake again and again, but the idea is you repeat it 2 times, you repeat it 4 times, you repeat it 5 times, you repeat it 10 times is okay. The idea is not to repeat it hundreds of times. So at some point of time, you got to understand that I commit the same mistake again and again, and I need to stop. All right. And say the next day after that, my balance now is 1,15,000. Say I had a very good day. All right. I just drag this, it will automatically calculate my percentage and show me. Well, that means I made 7,000 that day. Now my total balance, my total profit for the month is 15,000. So I started off with 1 lakh. I have already made 15% in the first 4 days of dialing. Then I have marked here weekend. On weekend, what do we do? Nothing. We just drag this. That's it. So that's all we do in the weekend. And weekend we don't color. We just leave it uncolored. All right. And these 3 days were profitable, right? So we will color it. Okay, here. Okay, one more day, one more trading day is left. Hold on. So say on the last day I made how much? My balance say went up to 1,18,000. All right. What happened? Oh, I need to delete this. All right. So say the next day I made 1,18,000. My balance is now 1,18,000. I'm typing some mistake. 1,15,000. Oh yeah, these should not be there. Hold on. Now I'll get it. Okay. That's it. So then you have the weekend where you do nothing. This also say was a green day. And then 2 days, nothing. So your balance remains the same for the next 2 days. And say on the weekend went, and then when you came back, your balance went up to 1,25,000. That means you again made 7,000. So again you had a positive day. I always leave the next day also positive, so that mentally I always mark it green and leave it. All right. So this is how you maintain, and at the end of the day you can see over here how your 1 lakh is growing. All right. So your 1 lakh, on that 1 lakh, you are now sitting with a balance of 1,25,000, and this is 25,000 rupee profit net, as you can see over here at the bottom. This is excluding your charges and all of that taken out. We don't want to break our head with charges and all of that. This is the net effect of your trading. That means in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of trading, you have made 25,000 rupees out of 1 lakh. Again, this is just for the sake of example. Some people may make 1 lakh, 1,10,000. Some people will make 1,80,000. Even that's a possibility. You can have a person that first day lost 5,000. He made it 95,000. So this also will become blue. The first day itself will become blue. Right? Okay, this is green over here. 1 second. So first day he made a loss. Then he again made a loss. All right. Then he made, say, a profit and took it to 98,000. And then he took it to, say, 1,05,000. And then he took it to, say, 1 lakh. And then he again say he lost money. So he again 1,02,000. Right? And then this will need to be dragged. And then you had the weekend. So no color. And you started off with 1,02,000. When you come back, you have a good day. You have started, you make that 1,09,000. All right. So you have made a total profit of 9,000 rupees with one bad day. Here also you had a bad day. You make sure on the bad days you write why was it a bad day. All right. So just write over here whether it was whether you entered too early, or whether your entry was not good, you were in two minds, or whether your stop loss was skipped. That can happen, or it was a spike that you could not foresee. Whatever the reason is, just write it over there that I lost money, because you don't have to write I lost money. Just write a bad entry, or too many trades, over trading, whatever you think your error was, just write it over there. On good days, you don't have to write anything. If you feel like writing, write the trade went well or whatever you want. But bad days, make sure you write over there why it was bad. All right. And the idea is, once you keep noticing that you have a pattern, like for some people, it's always over trading. I overtraded. Some people don't end the day on a minus. Net to net is not minus, but they have traded so much that their charges itself is like 3,000 rupees. And that will reflect over here, because this is not considering your trade balance. This is showing you net balance. I mean, so if your losses are only because of charges, that also will show over here. And this is the net effect. No gross work, net. I start with this, and if my balance now, my drawable balance now is 1,09,000 rupees. That means in this many days, that is 9 total days, and about how many? 5, 7 working days, or you can say 9 days. I have made 9,000 rupees, so I'm averaging 1,000 rupees a day on a capital of 1 lakh rupees. That means I'm making 1% a day. Your risk is going to be always 2% of your capital. So if your capital is going up, your 2% risk also is going up, and your monthly risk also is going up by 10%. All right, that means you've got more money to risk, and you have got bigger daily risk capacity also. And if you are able to take your 1 lakh to say 1,50,000 at the end of the month, if your profit is like 1,50,000, that means you grew your money 50%. Your daily risk capacity also has gone up. Your monthly risk capacity has also gone up. If you lost, say 50,000, that means you have lost 50,000 out of 1 lakh that you invested. Your daily risk capacity also will further come down. Your monthly risk capacity will also further come down. So it's very simple. Every day, at the end of the day, everything will automatically fill. You just need to enter on that day what is your net balance. On some trading platforms, you will know it at night itself by 11, 12. On some platforms, that report will come to you or it will reflect in your account morning before the session starts. All right. Sometimes when there's a trading holiday in between, the settlements are delayed. In that case, you just got to keep that in mind that it may take one additional day for it to reflect your accurate balance. That happens when there's a settlement off. On some days it happens. But apart from that, on a normal course, you will know at the end of the day or next day morning what your net balance is. And whatever your net balance is, that will become your opening balance for the next day. So if I drag this here, it will take this opening balance, and then you just got to type in what your net result was for that day. So if I say my net result was 1,15,000, that means I made a profit. I just need to drag and know how much profit I made. That means I made a 6,000 rupee profit, and now my balance is total is 15,000. That day my returns was 5.5%. Now my 2% risk is 2,180. I started off with 2,000. Now my daily risk has gone up to 2,180 because my capital has grown, and my monthly risk has gone up from 1 lakh to 1,900 rupees because my capital has grown. So on and so forth, guys. Okay. So the idea is to make sure that this at the end of the month is at least positive. If not negative, it's better if it's not negative, but you at least got to make it positive. That is including your charges and all of that. In this system, your charges are already factored in, because when you're looking at this amount, that is post your charges and everything. It's showing you the net figure. It is the easiest way to maintain an Excel sheet. If you're a day trader, guys, I can't do a system better than this, and I can't recommend a system better than this. If you just maintain this one sheet, two things will happen. First of all, you know what you're doing. Second is, you will know exactly why you make losses. Maybe there's a pattern that repeats every time. Maybe you revenge trade. You know, some people have this habit. If they lose 2,000, then they will, to make that 2,000 back, they will trade 10 more times and lose another 10,000 rupees. So maybe you revenge trade, maybe you over trade, maybe your entries are not correct, maybe your exits are too early. All right, where you could make 5,000, maybe you have made only 1,000. So whatever it is, if you do this on a monthly basis, you will start seeing patterns of the, how you basically trade, and it'll be easier for you to study and rectify if at all you're making a pattern of failure again and again. All right. And if you're doing something good, that also will reflect over here that, okay, you are able to make a certain healthy percentage a month. All right. So maintain this sheet, every day update it. Whenever you trade, update it. If you don't trade, just write over here, I did not trade. No trades for the day. All right. There can be a trading day where you did not find any opportunities. So on those days, it will just drag down. This will also drag down. This will also drag down. I will not mark it white because it was a trading day. So it will be marked in green. And I will say no trades. All right. I just write over here. No trades may be taken. Okay, that way I'll know that I did not take any trade on that day because I did not see any good opportunities. All right, on that note, guys, I'll end this video. I hope this was educational for you in some form or the other. If you're already a subscriber, consider becoming a member on the channel. Our membership section now has more than 60-70 videos, I reckon, all top quality content. And our membership starts at a very reasonable 89 rupees a month, which is, if you're an international viewer, close to $1 a month. And then there's another level called the Sigma group, which is a premium group, which is a slightly higher group. All right. But if you're wanting to get a taste of our channel, then start off with the 89 rupees a month. If you're If you're not a subscriber, then please subscribe to the channel, share this video with your family and friends, give all our videos a like and a thumbs up. That motivates us to make more videos for you. Also subscribe to our free Telegram channel. The link is given in the description. Members have access to our WhatsApp channel. Sigma Group has got a separate Telegram channel where we respond back to queries. Also, you'll find our Amazon affiliate link given in the description. If you're doing any shopping, if you're in India, go through our link. You don't lose anything. You pay exactly what you would have paid otherwise. You make a small commission every time you buy something. And if you're planning to buy a TradingView subscription, please go through our referral link. You will get some points and I'll get some points that we can use in our future renewals. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.